We spent the month of October focusing on mental toughness, and we got our athletes to a whole new level. And I was really excited on our last practice in the month of October. Some of the breakthroughs that we had from a mental standpoint, and one of the things that we did was helping them focus on their potential, who they are to become, and then owning that goal, that big vision that they have, and really believing that they belong there. Because some of these athletes have some very big goals: be state champions, national champions, some stuff that they've never accomplished before, and they need to see themselves in that role before they're actually capable of doing it. And I think that's one of the aspects to mental toughness that we worked hard on in October, and really came to a point on this past practice of a breakthrough for many athletes, that I think we're going to see some guys reach potential because they believe it. I've seen that potential in them, and I speak to their potential and try to draw it out and bring it out. But until they own it and embrace it, it's very difficult for them to go there. So we had one athlete in particular that we used a great analogy, and just speaking greatness into his life and speaking to his potential. He was a college athlete, came back to help out on Sunday, and was explaining to me his wrestle-off and how he was close and almost won, and thought that was pretty great, and it was in its own right. And I think he was looking for some compliments or something, that he kept it close to this upperclassman. And I just said to him, I'm like, this is what I'm hearing from what you're telling me right now is that you really don't believe that you belong. You don't believe that you can beat that athlete. Sure, you went out there to win, but you don't really believe that you are the athlete who can beat that guy and who can be in the mix with him. So I derived this little analogy that simply I told this athlete, I said, okay, here's the deal. One of his favorite actresses is Megan Fox from Transformers 1, and I said to him, I'm like, okay, here it is. Megan Fox, she calls you up on the cell phone and says, here's the deal, I need a date to the Oscars, and you're coming with me. And he kind of chuckled a little bit, but I said, they fly you out to LA, they get you fitted for this great Armani suit, and you got these $1,500 leather shoes, these Italian leather shoes, and you got a Rolex on, and you're like you got your hair professionally done for the first time in your life, and when you get out there and you got Megan Fox on your right arm, you're walking down the red carpet. I'm like, this is what you are right now. You're just completely stiff. You're just walking like, oh my gosh, I got this Armani suit on. It's just like, oh, this isn't me. This is too much. And not owning the moment and seeing your potential in this analogy in the sport of wrestling is, as I said, you're going into this college atmosphere, and you're not owning up to your potential. You're standing there thinking, who am I? I'm just this freshman in college. I'm with Megan Fox. I'm at the Oscars. Like, what am I doing? And I said, what you need to do is you need to get into that role. You need to step on the red carpet. You'd be like, what's up? Here I am. I've arrived. Paparazzi, Entertainment Tonight, have your photos. Come on, I'm here. I'm here to play. And own yourself right there in that moment. Like, instead of saying, oh, this stuff is this really big, huge, great, extravagant stuff, but I don't deserve it. I haven't earned it. I don't belong here. And I tried to encourage him and say, like, listen, you do belong. You belong in that college scene. You belong beating those individuals. It's time to make that change in your mind and see yourself the way that I see you. See yourself the way your coaches see you, and really believe and own your potential. And we work with female athletes. It's no different with our females too, and it's like they're going to this great ball, and they've got a $10,000 gown on. They've got Harry Winston diamonds all over, and instead of just walking scared and tense, not owning and embracing the moment, they need to just own up to their potential and live in that moment and expect that. And that's just it's a paradigm shift that needs to go on in your mind. If you're going to reach your potential, you really need to believe that you are that person. So and it's a difficult thing to do from a lot of levels, because we're not there yet. If some of these athletes, to see themselves as a state champion is very difficult, because some of them, their biggest win came in 7th grade at a local tournament or at the youth state tournament. So going to a completely different level and seeing themselves there is very hard. It requires a kind of a high level of mental imagery skill that that is not just easy. It takes some practice and some work to really own that and embrace that. So, and it's no different for me as a coach. I need to be doing the same things too, so that I can see myself as great, making these athletes into the great men and women that they're created to be. But it all comes down to just owning the fact that we do have this potential and believing it, seeing yourself the way that you are to become.